Okay, so
Commercial.
I don't know who. Okay, so I think with the exception of Tafari, we're familiar with the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know
Hell
this
yeah.
one. This is the one I said we should do because we all have basically different perspectives of it. I've seen it a few times, and
I was
then
about to say, what the fuck is going on, my guy?
So,
Now you ain't
for
ever seen
those,
it.
I got my tapes from the library, and then Apple TV was like, you know what? We're just gonna yank all of these. So
yeah, they did do that. So there's a particular scene in this Thanksgiving special where we see the only black kid in this town sitting
Franklin?
at the table. Yes, seeing Franklin sit at the table on the opposite side of the table. Now, man, mind you, he was probably thinking the same thing we was thinking. What the fuck is the popcorn and buttered toast
and pretzels
for Thanksgiving dinner? Because I don't know where Sally and Charlie's mama and daddy was at. These kids was home a lot by themselves. I don't get it. Latchkey kids. On Thanksgiving for no
Captain Fury, I need you to kick Mr. Mayhem out of the chat.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's a valid thought, but
really picks him
of all people.
Of all people.
So hold on. Nah.
What the hell?
So
yo,
y'all would be surprised if they ain't have the little black boy walking around with a cloud of dirt around him all the time.
I need you to stop.
Why you gotta be Franklin of all people?
On the nose. So.
Franklin was the one. He was the smooth one. He had the dance moves because let's face it, they dance and they wasn't dancing like that. So
he was the one dapping. He was the one dapping up Charlie Brown in the dough.
Yeah.
I just want to also point out we wash our legs, so we would never. Okay.
Pigpen looks like he was rolled in dirt and then baked twice over.
Yeah.
That man was a dingy baked Alaska. Okay.
If you seen Pootie Tang and you know who Dirty D is, that was Pigpen.
Had I come across this special like again in my teenage or like adult years, I probably would have picked up on it more. But seeing that originally as a kid, I feel like you can kind of flash back to that moment and realize it ain't right. But I don't initially pick up on it. Same way, like watching those old
your black radar wasn't tuned in just yet. That's
it was still developing. Whereas y'all were just like y'all were immediately like, "What the hell is this?" Same way with Tom and Jerry, because I grew up in Southern country ass around people like that. So seeing somebody in the moon and all I hear see is her ankles, I didn't realize something was wrong until I got older and people spelled out to me what the whole mammy concept was. Yeah. It also didn't help that my babysitter at the time was named Sister Thomas.
Oh.
He was like,
where are you from again? Where are you from?
Florida.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It all adds up. Everything
around some country ass Florida people. Hearing somebody speak like that was not foreign to me. I didn't realize until I got elsewhere, and it was like, oh no, it's bad because of this and this and this, and I'm like, I get it now.
Don't feel bad, Tafari. Everybody sound like boss hog around me when I was growing up, so I can't say nothing.
It's hard to feel bad about something that you see all the time.
Right.
So here is the Welcome Home trailer. Welcome Home Franklin trailer. Come Apple TV.
Please.
Hi, I'm Franklin. I've lived in a lot of different places. My family is always on the move. This was it. Our new town. Do you want to have... Excuse me.
There he is.
Making new friends can be hard. I'm Franklin Armstrong. My name is Charlie Brown. The big soapbox derby race is coming to town. The winning team gets a trophy and free pizza for a whole year. What do you think, Charlie Brown? Partners? Partners. Hey, Franklin, what kind of music do you like? The godfather of soul, James Brown. You're not related, are you? I don't believe so.
Hold on, did you notice the slight shade there? I'm just saying.
My grandpa always says you gotta want it to get it. Let's see what we can really do. friendships are not perfect, but we can get through the rough spots together. A best friend is someone that you can totally trust, that always has your back. Hey, Franklin, we saved you a seat over here. You know you found your home when you're surrounded by good friends.
Will, you a fool.
Yeah.
He said, who? He said, who was the other brown kid? He said, who the fuck was the other brown kid?
The James Brown thing was the shade.
Yeah.
The James Brown thing was the shade.
Yeah,
because he laughed. He knew what he was saying when he said it.
I hadn't seen the special in so
long.
I hadn't seen the special in so long, and I hadn't watched the full trailer yet until someone on Twitter was like, "They finally letting Franklin sit with his white friends," and I was like, "Huh."
Yeah, because
it took Linus to say, "No, get over here, get over here."
It took the guy with the security blanket issues to sit there and say, "I don't think we should have the only black guy sitting on your side of the table from us."
Doesn't look like the nerd of the group to invite you over. Here, let's get the nerd of the group to invite you over. Come on over. Thanks, guys.
Now let's put that. I ain't gonna put shade on Linus now. Linus had some skill with that blanket.
Nothing against Linus, man. Nothing against Linus, but I'm sorry.
He couldn't do shit with his sister, but everybody else with that blanket, it was a whole problem.
It's been 51 years since that dropped.
I think so.
Look,
I want to say it hasn't been 50 years.
It's been over 50 years. Yeah, it's been over 50 years.
It's crazy because I seen a post by Missy Elliott, and she did a post on IG, and she was saying she got all her outfits from all her videos, and she listed all the videos where she wore the outfits. Jesus Christ, they're all like 25 to 27 years old.
They pay tribute to Craig of the Creek now,
but that music still slaps.
You know what? Missy Elliott still fucking slaps.
You can still play Work It, and yet it still does better than 90% of most radio.
Virginia's finest.
She drives around, and she's around Portsmouth all the time. So
you can always teach somebody what Indian let me up means.
It's your privilege. Come on.
So yeah.
But yeah, I didn't realize all this time until because I used to my library I used to get Peanuts tapes, but I would get Richard Scarry tapes, and they would have the Peanuts promo on them, and I remember seeing like Great Pumpkin was probably the one I think I watched back the most. Seeing Thanksgiving, seeing the Great River Raft Race or whatever it was called.
Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown.
Race for Your Life, Charlie Brown.
Yeah. That one.
That is my all-time favorite. Oh my god!
For me, it was the Great Pumpkin. So I think the Thanksgiving one is the one I watched the least. But when you post that picture, it is familiar. Whereas my 5-year-old brain didn't immediately pick up on it. But now that I'm old, I'm just like, yeah, 50 years ago, why have y'all not like re-shot or re-edited? Were you even in the new Peanuts movie they dropped a couple years ago? that's like one of my favorites.
That was a long movie.
Yeah.
That was longer than I expected it to be.
Honestly, that one I like. That's one of my go-to. I have a bad day, cut it on, and turn my brain off movies.